Nope.
Looks like it's pitching coach Nick Talbot out making the visit.
Yeah. Just the pitching coach. There you go. Nick Talbot, a pretty savvy veteran guy as well, too. Got some advice for Josh Tyndall.
Yeah, probably just looking to calm him down a little bit here. He does have the 2 outs. He'll be trying to get him out of the inning here and let his team keep going. A little conference at the mound there. The umpires are letting Talbot know it's time to move along. Let's get the game going here.
See Mikey Reynolds stand in. He's a pretty happy-go-lucky guy. Just having a bit of a chat with Mason Clavel, his teammate last year at the Adelaide Bite. And now an opportunity. He's already got an RBI today with a leadoff single to start the account for the Wasps. Opportunity to really drive it further down now. Maybe make a case for the highway player of the game. So it's Tyndall versus Reynolds, who will no doubt be the toughest out for them all. He'll be a patient at bat as that drops in, though, for a strike. He'll look for what he wants.
Yeah, I got the fastball right down the middle there to start. I'm probably looking for maybe something off speed, knowing he's got maybe a little more pedigree than what Tyndall's seen in the SABL.
Yeah, it's a big adjustment for some of these local pitchers to go against the pedigree of your Reynolds and your Joyces as well, too, when a lineup's more full of those caliber guys than what you'd probably see in your normal Division I lineup.
Yeah, it's good back-to-back fastballs there. Got ahead right and attacking him with the first one there. That one he hit the outside corner, found the black part of the zone. Not one that Reynolds looking to swing at. Gonna have to expand his zone a little bit here now that he's down 0-2 in the count. Tyndall set, the 0-2 pitch.
He watches that one go outside, and again, he is a patient guy. He's not going to chase anything he doesn't have to, Mikey Reynolds. He bat .366 in the ABL last year. That doesn't happen by accident.
Yeah, no, you're gonna, especially with a high number of at-bats, he's gonna see every year. Gonna see a lot of zone. That was a good pitch from Tyndall, kind of competitive 0-2. Gonna come back with it again. That one, shoot on the ground. Herrera flip over to second base for the final out of the inning. But the JSR Plumbing Wasps score another run, get the game tied back up at 5. We're going top of the third, all even.
All you need is the ball.
Make them up themselves.
She got 2 little horns and they give me a little
Taking him out.
Well, back in the ballpark here, and a guy stepping on the mound for the Wasps that you know quite well, Tom Fitzgerald, a Kensington Baseball Club product, plays for the Adelaide Giants as well, too. Rising star in the pitching ranks in South Australian baseball. What do you like about there? Who's the lad out there? We've got Jill Davis and Kylie Burns. They work in the Giants' office. They're testing out the game. But it's just a simple water balloon toss. I think they're going to toss them and see how they go. So you can enjoy this. It's a super hot day here in South Australia. You ever played this game before? You ever had a bit of fun with some water balloons, Rob Ushy? Not in Canada, or is it just snowball fights?
Well, definitely snowball fights, and these days a little bit of snow falling in Winnipeg, from what I know.
Oh.
And there we go. But I believe I was more the point of that right there, where you're throwing the water balloons at each other, not the soft toss.
There you go, a little bit of antics here under a beautiful day here in South Australia. Now, we were talking about bunting to lead things off, and I don't know if you follow this account. It's called Baseball Boon Boon. It's from it's a local account from one of our South Australian volunteers in baseball. She actually worked in Japan for a couple baseball teams. Her name's Hannah. She runs a great account followed by a lot of Japanese folks, and she likes to compare the comparisons between the traditional American game and the Japanese style that they play. And you certainly suggest in South Australia that they play more of the American style of the traditional baseball. So she says that NPB teams sacrifice bunt far more than the average MLB team because and she says why? Aren't bunts free outs just as you suggest? Japan, this happens because A, the belief is that you need to score 1 run in order to get 2, and usually they'll be satisfied with 1 run per inning. And basically that's it, right? So if it's a double play, it might it might bring in criticism. So the bunt's going to eliminate the double play, and it's also going to hopefully increase your chances of scoring 1 run per inning. Now, she also calculated bunt run expectancy in runners that are first and with runners that start on with different scenarios, which I'll run through a little bit later, but it basically suggests that it's overwhelming. The data says that in this scenario, the runner on first and second base, you should bunt almost every single time to start the inning because on average, you will score more runs per inning.
There's data. I'm sure she's got a lot of data that backs that up and stuff, but I know if you ask AJ Hinch or Dave Martinez and the 2 World Series managers right now, and we see there's going to be a bunt from Matt Hutchins. Looks like we're going to have a 5-3 from Liam Bull. Throw to first. Pulls him up off the bag a little bit. That ball took off on him, sailed, and Matt Hutchins beats that one out. But at the professional levels there, bunts are free outs. They don't want to give them up. It's the year of the home run and the strikeout. So extra, if you're bunting and giving up outs, and then there's more strikeouts adding, it's less chance of home runs. They'd rather take a chance of a 3-run home run than a bunt and a guy finding a gap with a single.
And I understand the whole bunt argument, though, too, but I also think it has to come down to who's in the lineup as well, too. If you have a guy like Mikey Reynolds in this game, you probably want him swinging the bat because you might have a better chance that you can score more runs with your better hitters in there. But I do think teams should probably take a good hard look at bunting, especially in things like the world of the shift where everyone moves it, everything pulls over to the right of the field a little bit. You're giving a big gap in green that you can just place that ball, and that's going to score some extra bases too. But the game's certainly developing in the way that you have to become a much more skilled hitter just in general, just as pitchers are getting better as well, as this one is popped straight up in the air. It should be an easy out. Runner's going to tag. Will we at a play at the plate? We will, and we should. He's safe. He couldn't quite corral the ball, and instead, Mikey Reynolds is going to score, so it's going to be a sac fly for Michael it's a sac fly for Nate Vanderlinden, sorry.
Yeah, we see a good throw here from center field and a little dance move from Brian Turner actually coming in to score there. Decides not to slide, does a little hustle around the catcher, but both runners on the throw do move up. So we do have runners at second and third, Hutchins on second, Reynolds at third. So good speed there for Michael Bishop. And Bat's going to take off on that one there.
That one bat landed up further than third base. Here's a look at the replay. Great shot right here. There's the cat. Oh, the ball is just in the dirt. He was well around him. Great call by the umpire, and you can see Byron Turner just skip around him to score. So the Wasps are back up 6-5. And they have a runner on second and third with 1 out.
6-5 outs. We can see the infield is in as well. So it's worked a couple times for the JSR Plumbing Wasps with bringing the infield in and getting that line drive to one of their infielders. We'll see if it works for the Dunmar Crushers as well.
Lots of time in this one, and as we mentioned a couple times already, the Crushers have come from behind in both of their wins so far. This game is of importance in the standings as well, too. There's a mid-season draft coming up, and it goes in reverse order of the standings. So the winner of this game is probably going to move into first place because the Wasps would be 2-1 but have the head-to-head over the Crushers. Though we'll have to wait to see how the 1-1 Clippers go against the 0-2 Carp Bladers. This is hit hard, and it goes foul as well. So a couple new additions in the competition coming next week. Being in first, maybe a bit of a disadvantage because you get the 4th best player, but there's 2 rounds of the draft, so you get the 4th and 5th best player in a snake format.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. You do have the sign up again, so we'll see what extra players decide to sign up from the SABL to potentially join these 2 teams, and then there will be, I believe, a marquee player added as well to each of the rosters.
Well, an 0-1 count here, or an 0-2 count, sorry. with about half an hour before we can't have any more new innings. So we should be on pace to get into the 5th inning quite easily at this point. And a swing and a miss. That's a good pitch right there by Josh Tyndall. Gets Michael Bishop to chase that one. And is that the first strikeout we've had in quite a while? I think that's the first strikeout the Wasps have certainly had.
Yeah, it's the first time they've struck out tonight. It's also the first time. That's the first strikeout of the game.
First strikeout of the game, and we're getting towards the last out here in the 3rd inning. You don't see that very often, but it is a high-scoring one. Wasps up 6-5 over the Crushers. It was 2-0 Crushers, then 4-2 Wasps, then 5-4 Crushers, and now it's 6-5 Wasps. So Seiichiro Suzuki, he had a couple RBIs last week in the game, and he has a chance to drive home some runs here, the 16-year-old, the Henley and Grange product.
Just got under a ball in the 1st inning, popped it up to first, looking for that one. That one jumps all over, fouls that one straight back.
He's been on him. He's just missed them slightly. He looks like a baseball player, doesn't he? Even the way he swings, the way he stands in there, the way he carries himself. He is a baseball player through and through. And young product here represents South Australia on the junior state teams as well. Insurance runs are going to become more and more vital here for the JSR Plumbing Wasps. He swings through that one. Tyndall, again, he gets that break going as a runner is off the bag. Mikey Reynolds has to dive back towards 3rd, so he stays on the bag, and it will remain a 1-2 count with 2 outs for young Seiichiro.
Yeah, with 2 outs, we see Reynolds getting a little extra range off 3rd base there. He's looking for that ball in the dirt, maybe try to scoot home and score another run, but able to get back there, didn't wander too far. There's the 1-2 to Suzuki. Tyndall comes, fires
he swings at that one. That's hit hard. That's going to drop in there, and Seiichiro Suzuki has scored 1 run. Can he get another one in? There's going to be a play at the plate, diving in there. Suzuki pushing for 2nd, and he should be long gone there. He is out at 2nd, but Seiichiro Suzuki comes up clutch. He scores 2 runs before getting tagged out at 3rd. And take a look at this replay right here.
Turns on the inside slider there, and looks like Terrell Joyce waiting for that one, comes, throw at the plate. A little bit late with the cutoff, but then Mason Clavel with the throw down to 2nd to get the final out of the inning. But Wasp put up another crooked number. It's now 7-5.
Black Chrome is the official partner of Super League Baseball Adelaide. Head to the Black Chrome website to view the new range of custom baseball apparel and see why so many teams are choosing to partner with Black Chrome.
She got 2 little horns and they give me a little bit.
Patrick Inglis up to bat here for the Crushers. He's already got a 2 RBI, or he's got a 1 RBI double today, but he now trails 8-5 for the Crushers.
Yeah, Tom Fitzgerald in for his 2nd inning of work. Starts him off with a fastball in. That inning there, Wasp put up 3 and took back the lead 8-5. Crushers have made a season so far of coming back. We'll see if they can do it again here on top of the 4th.
Yeah, still lots of time. In fact, it's just 1 swing of the bat. And he gets 1, he gets 2. Is this a triple play? Back at the bag, he's safe. We were that close to having a triple play. Smoked over and caught by the shortstop, flicked over to 2nd, and just by a hair. Take a look at the replay. Here's 1, line drive. They got him at 2, and a throw over to 3rd, just a bit antsy. So Patrick Inglis got to the bag just in time. But my goodness, wouldn't that have been cool to see a triple play to start this game, to start the inning.
Well, it's exactly what the Wasps were looking for. After getting 3 and then getting back on here, it's kind of puts a little damper in the Crushers' probably comeback hopes. They do have lots of time, still have half hour left in this game, but when everybody starts every inning with runners on first and second, more chance for the Wasps to score. Akagon takes the lead, and Fitzgerald misses up high. 2-1 count.
Well, he should get another opportunity as Charlie Ashcroft steps in there. Patty Inglis almost set up that first triple play. Runner goes, though. Inglis is not going to force a throw. I like that, though. You just try to get on the move, and you've got yourself in scoring position. Every run is going to count.
Yeah, you find yourself a good count to run on, 2-1 count. And get yourself going, maybe a ball hit and then in the gap and you score a run, but now you got a runner in scoring position, 3-1 count and pitch from Fitzgerald. That one's going to be fouled back from Ashcroft. Even the count, 3-2.
Well, the question is, will we see a triple play this year?
That was awfully close, but it could be one of, if not the rarest feats in baseball.
This is hit up the middle, and a great play over at short. Vanderlinden throw to first, and he got him. Nathan Vanderlinden showing off the skills. He picks up a hard hit, ball zips it over to first, and that's as quick as inning as we've really seen in the Super League. Take a look at this replay. How hard is this to do? A slide across, traps the ball, throws it there, and that ends the inning. So we'll be back after this. They hold the Crushers to no runs. It's 8-5 heading to the bottom of the fourth.
And Warren, our first game comes from Adelaide's Norwood Oval. Oh, he hit that one. That's a magnificent hit. He won't get that one. That's got to be a two-bagger. Going to be a flag. Oh, it's safe. And there she goes.
She got 2 little horns and they give me a little bit.
And a new pitcher on the mound for the Crushers, someone I don't think we've seen in the Super League competition yet. We've seen now have Terrell Joyce on the mound for the Crushers. He's normally a power hitter. He can throw, though, and he pitches a little bit for Sturt, but Terrell Joyce on the mound. Sam McGarry up to bat for the Wasps. What do we know about Terrell Joyce on the mound?
Yeah, we saw him last year, a few innings here and there. Super League got in there, but big American from Newport News, Virginia last year, 1-0 with a 5 ERA in 14 innings. 16 strikeouts, so more than a strikeout in inning, and that's where there's going to be a line. That one's going to grab some green down the left field line. Michael Bishop's going to coast around third. He's going to score. Cicero rusting hard into third base in there, and Sam McGarry with a leadoff double scores another one for the JSR Plumbing Wasps to make it 9-5. They're looking to kick this door open.
Yeah, this could be huge. If they could put up a big inning and eat up some clock while they do it as well, that would put a lot of pressure on the Crushers coming up in the bottom of the 4th inning, and Kellen Kroos has some time to work with. But you do see 22 minutes is left on the game clock. That's 22 minutes until no new innings are allowed, so it would be quite hard to do. But again, the Crushers do have to bat to start the 5th, so you feel like we're going to get a 5th inning, but probably not a 6th. So one more opportunity, you'd think, for the Crushers to get their mojo going and try to score as many runs as they can, and 4 runs might be a lot.
Yeah, when Super League, when you start with runners on, 1 or 2 is accomplishable. 3, 4, 5. When you start getting those numbers up, then you're looking for big innings. It'll be a 1-0 pitch from Joyce, and Kroos is going to take that one all the way for a strike, even the count 1-1.
Kroos does have a single in this game already. He had that back in the 2nd inning. Looking at the scorecard, it's been contributions top to bottom of the lineup for the Wasps. They've been consistently putting out numbers, 4 in the 1st, 1 in the 2nd, 3 in the 3rd, and they've already got 1 here in the 4th. It's a pretty good formula. If you can score a couple runs each inning and get those runners home, you're probably going to win the ball game, and that's probably just the objective right here. You start with 2 ons, just score them. It's that easy. Baseball's a simple game, isn't it, Rob?
Well, it's supposed to be, but we did see them. We did see them start the season being no hit, and then the last 2 weeks, 7 runs and 9 runs. So this is an offense that was maybe taken for granted at the beginning of the year when some of the predictions were coming out with the team. But they've shown the last couple of weeks that they can explode at any time for large numbers.
Such a big discrepancy from the first game where they didn't have a hit at all. So Kellen Kroos settles in here. He's got a hitter's count at 3-1, and he swings through this one, and Terrell Joyce gets him to chase, so he's made the count full. But there's still runners on 2nd and 3rd with no out, so dangerous spot with 2 runners in scoring position. Kroos playing down at Southern Districts Baseball Club, I believe.
Kroos is with East Torrens this year.
East Torrens, and East Torrens got off to a good start. They just lost their first game on the weekend, but they're off to a 2-1 or 3-1 start. Here's the pitch. Kroos looks at that one, and he's going to get walked, and the bases will be loaded. So Griffin Weber, whose father coaches the opposite team, has a chance to say, take that, Dad, and really bust down the gates and maybe say left, right, good night.
Yeah, this could be a big spot for the Dunbar Crushers. Already down 4 runs. Time ticking away here. They're going to have to bring the infield in. Basically, you have the double play set up for the middle infield, but you can't afford to give up any more runs.
It's a great point. 5 runs would be incredibly daunting. You watch this go down. He might have a bit of a patient approach at the plate as well, too, knowing that a walk can just keep adding to that and there's no outs. Maybe score a run without having to put a ball in play.
As a hitter, you're looking for one pitch. You've decided the pitch that you want to handle, and everything that isn't that until you get 2 strikes, you're going to lay off that. You have the pitcher right where you want him. Down 1-0, that one's going to be fouled back. There's the fastball on the outer half that Weber was probably looking for. Something that he can drive, something up in the zone that he can get to the outfield, at least get a sac fly, if he can't get something to find some green.
Well, with the wind the way it is and how calm things are down at West Beach, the temperature, a grand slam opportunity presents itself here. And with no outs to work with, he can probably swing a bit more liberally as well, too. So Terrell Joyce will deal on a 1-1 count with bases loaded, and that one is well inside. He has to duck a little bit out of that one, makes it a 2-1 count.
Yeah, Joyce didn't get on top of that curveball there. Left his hand a little bit early, kept it up. And that one stayed high. And you look and come back with a fastball here. He's down 2 on the count. Nowhere to put Griffin Weber. Doesn't want to fall behind even more.
Well, we'll see what he can do here. Here's the pitch, and he swings at that one. It's a ground ball over to short. They'll throw it home. They get 1. So they land on the plate. They should be called out. He is. They find where he is. It was, I think it was Bishop trying to slide his way in. It was Suzuki tried to slide his way in. He's going to be called out, so they get the force out at home.
And we see a little umpire taking his time there, making sure Mason Clavel had his foot on the plate. Saw he had control of the ball, but he wanted to see if that he had that foot on the plate with the dust cloud forming there. But they do get the out at first. Now it's going to move the middle infielders back for traditional double play up the middle. But the corner infielders will still play in, come home with their play. With Terrell Joyce taking over on the mound, we did have another quick change. Josh Tyndall stays in the game, goes to first base, and Dylan Ridding into right field.
Well, another smart play, though, from Herrera, who threw that ball home. And that's a tough play to make, zipping that across there.
So if you're scoring at home, that's fielder's choice for Griffin Weber. The out made it home. But Terrell Joyce is going to be looking to try to get himself out of this inning here and get his team a chance with Mikey Reynolds coming up.
0-1 count on Byron Turner. That one slips away, and that could score a run, but they got lucky because that took a hard bounce off the backstop and rolled back to the catcher, Mason Clavel. If that plugs somewhere else, that scores a run. That was literally the best case scenario. That hits the backstop and rolls right back to the catcher because the runner from third in Sam McGarry would have just been dead in the water.
Bite fans have seen that over the years. You got the brick wall right behind there, so anything that bounces off there at Benefield, even the ABLers know they can't really go too far off third base unless it scoots towards one of the dugouts. You gotta make sure.
Well, Joyce shakes off a pitch. It's a 1-1 count. Bases loaded. 15 minutes to go before we can't have any more new innings, and he swings at that one. It's chopped foul. So whatever happens here, you'd think that will be basically it for the Crushers, because the Crushers will have a chance in the top of the fifth, and then the Wasps will just kill some time and eat the clock, and that would do it. So at this point, it's almost safe to say that the Crushers have 3 more outs to score 4 or more runs, which makes these outs with bases loaded and 1 out even more important for Terrell Joyce on the mound, but he does have Turner to 1 strike. And that one is well inside, so it's a big pitch coming up here with 2 balls and 2 strikes.
That's that high inside fastball that's all the rave right now. That's what pitchers want to throw. You got to get that. If you miss high, it's going to be a ball. But if you don't get it up quite enough, it's where the damage can be done. But if you can get that one, hitters usually can't lay off that. It's going to be the 2-2 pitch.
And he's going to look at that one, and he swings right through it. So Terrell Joyce gets a ground ball and then a strikeout. That's just the second strikeout we've seen of the game combined for both teams. So they've got bases loaded with no outs, and they haven't been able to score a run yet. They've had bases loaded, no outs, and they've got 2 outs, but now it's bases loaded for Mikey Reynolds, probably the last guy you want to face in this Wasp lineup with them racked up.
And you know, this is what Terrell Joyce is exactly going to want. He's got bases loaded, nobody out. He gets the ground ball, gets the first out, no run scored. Big strikeout there. He's going to want to go right at their best hitter.
And it does open it up for the defense as Reynolds swings at that one, and it's magic from Mikey as he just slices this one into the outfield. They're going to try to push it for 2. Runners off the bag. They're going to get an out, but Mikey Reynolds has scored 2 runs with an RBI single to left field. And take a look at this nice short, sweet swing right away. First pitch attack gets it to the outfield, and they tack on another 2. So a huge 3-run inning from the Wasps, and they're going to carry a 6-run lead as we head to the top of the 5th.
All you need is the ball.
She got 2 little horns and they give me a little bit.
Well, back at the ballpark here, the Crushers have 12 minutes before there's no new inning, so we're unlikely to see a 6. The Crushers are going to have to put up runs in a hurry, and they're going to need 6 of them.
Yeah, they're in that spot where they either need to have one really long inning and get 6 or 7, or have 2 or 3 and then have a quick inning defensively, and then maybe only score, then they can get 4 or 5. So
Either way, it's going to have to be a big inning at some point.
They need runs, which is, I mean, the way we started this season, first and second, nobody out, you can get runs in a hurry.
Well, we saw them almost fall victim to a triple play last time, as this one is chopped into foul territory. And then we also saw the Wasps, on the other hand, they just swung at the first pitches a lot, and they tallied on some runs really early. So it can happen both ways. You can get all 3 outs quickly, which they've done the last 2 innings, or, that's basically that. But they scored 2 in the first, 3 in the second, and then they didn't execute the bunts quite properly as we have the runners going. They're looking for a steal, a good throw over to second, not going to be in time. So now they have 2 runners in scoring possession, so you would suggest that maybe they're going to be a bit more aggressive this inning.
Yeah, we've seen that from the Crushers all game so far. They've done some hit and runs, some stealing of bases, and there you see a double steal. And Wasp went after the back runner, tried to get the one who's maybe leaving a little bit later. The throw was a little bit low, and now they get runner second and third, nobody out. And Liam Bull, that one, he's going to go around on that one, and even going to be this strikeout of the inning. That's going to be Fitzgerald's first of the game, his first of the game, our third of the game only, as we're here in the top of the 5th inning. But the Crushers need to start stringing a few together here. Darcy Berry steps in, he takes that one low. He had himself an RBI single his first time up. Kept an inning going in which they were able to score 2 runs and bring the game back ahead to a 5-4 lead for them, but that was a couple innings ago.
Well, Darcy Berry, yep, you're right. He does have that key RBI. Gets ahead of the count early in this one. And he swings at that one. That chops off the third base bag, so Darcy Berry has 1 RBI. He's going to get another one right here, make it another 2. Darcy Berry with a double. This kid can play. He's scored once. He's 2 for 2. He's got 3 RBIs. So Darcy Berry makes this game very, very interesting, and he gets this game back within reach for the Crushers.
Yeah, and we see good heads-up base running there as Kellen Cross got to that ball fairly quickly, gets it in, but Darcy Berry didn't hesitate, rounding first. He was looking double all the way, slides into second base. Crushers starting to claw back a little bit. They got the part of the order coming up. Terrell Joyce, Anthony Herrera, and Dylan Ridding.
11-7. They're going to need to string together some more hits, and they go right after it with Terrell Joyce. He's 1 for 2 today. You talk about the heart of the order, but the Wasps actually handled the heart of the order quite well, the top 6 on the day, which means they might be due. And this is a guy who can get a handle of the ball.
He had a double to right center earlier. Little miscommunication maybe between the outfielders, but it still landed just in front of the 390 sign in right center field and hopped over the fence for a ground rule double.
Well, this game has had a lot of runs, but it's also been actually fairly quick here because we're going to play 5 innings in less than an hour and a half, which is pretty good. And there's been 18 runs in the game. So that's something you don't normally see. Normally an 18-run game takes 4 hours.
18 runs, 13 hits, and a couple errors by the Crushers. Little, that's going to be the defense that they were looking to find something in the first inning when they gave up 4. Little defense let them down a little bit, but they're going to come back again like they've done the first 2 weeks. We'll see if they can finish it off here. They still only have the 1 out with the runner on second base.
And that ball's hit hard. That one could get all the way to the wall. It won't. It'll be cut off, but it'll score another run. So back-to-back hits with 1 out, and the Crushers are within 3.
Yeah, they fall behind Terrell Joyce 3-1. And Gerald has to come in with fastball, sitting on it. Doesn't try to do too much, gets himself a single and an RBI, and he just wants to keep the train moving as they're now down 11-8. 1 out here in the 5th inning. Anthony Herrera coming up.
The comeback Crushers surely couldn't do it again, could they?
Well, we're never going to count them out in their comebacks. Today they can't walk off with one, though, because the Wasps are going to get a chance to respond, even if they do make it all the way back. Herrera jumps all over the first pitch. He's going to follow that one straight back, be ahead behind 0-1.
And I'm not too sure what it's at, but surely the pitch count is getting close to that 30 mark for Tom Fitzgerald, given this is the 3rd inning he's come out and worked.
Yeah, there is action in the Wasp bullpen down there. So we know that he's going to be approaching the 30 pitch count sometime in the next few pitches, being down to a net last batter or two for him.
It really does emphasize the value of having a good pitcher, though.
Joyce going hit and run, executed perfectly as Herrera finds the hole into right field. And we see the Dunmark Crushers again with the aggression on the bases.
Well, now the tying run has come to the plate in Dylan Ritting with 1 out. That's a massive opportunity because Ritting, as he said, he bats well over 400. And this might be the end of Fitzgerald. We'll see. Fitzgerald did have those big 3rd and 4th innings for himself. They were quick innings. They got the batters out. It shows the value of having a really good pitcher that can come in, speed up the game a little bit, and make sure things are sorted. But things are starting to balloon on him a little bit, too. As it started with a Darcy Berry double. That scored a run. And then a single from Terrell Joyce. That scored a run. And then Anthony Herrera has singled as well. So 2 RBIs from Darcy Berry and a solo RBI from Terrell Joyce, and Anthony Herrera has put runners on the corners. But now he's going to be caught on a rundown, a perfectly executed pickoff, and that's a big shame, but he might have escaped it. Is he going to get back? And the Wasps recover nicely from that, but what illusion there from Anthony Herrera as he laughs that one out. Take a look at this replay.
Yeah, we see Tom Fitzgerald, quick feet there. He caught Herrera leaning. He was going first movement, trying to get back. He does a great job getting under that ball, and then just can't quite get around another tag, and he's out at second. And that's a big out for the JSR Plumbing Wasps there. That's the second out of the inning, and with time ticking down, the run at third didn't mean anything. They just wanted the out there, but they weren't able to score. So now we still have the 0 count for Dylan Ritting. And that one he's going to take right down the middle, 0-1.
And you'd think they'd still have to send out the Wasps to bat here because it could be a 1-pitch inning and it could be a 2-pitch inning. It could just take about 60 seconds, but they've done a good job of chopping back some of the league, but the Wasps will have every opportunity to just try to bat this one out as this one's fouled away. But that's huge to get that off there because now it's no longer the tying run, just as you said.
Yeah, right now as a pitcher, you know that you can go and attack, and then the worst thing you can do is hit a 2-run homer. But in the driver's seat 0-2, he wants the out. That one's going to be driven to right field, and right fielder tracks back that one, easily put aside and out of the inning. We're going to be going to the bottom of the 5th inning here. Wasps lead 11-8.
Black Chrome is the official partner of Super League Baseball Adelaide. Head to the Black Chrome website to view the new range of custom baseball apparel and see why so many teams are choosing to partner with Black Chrome.
She got 2 little horns and they give me a little bit.
Well, it's a simple formula here. There is a very low time. It's probably only about a couple minutes they might have in reality here to get the outs to force a new inning. They might not allow it, so if they can get a couple hits, that's it. They're looking for a triple play or a one-pitch thing. I'm sure the message from the Wasps here is just don't swing.
Yeah, the Wasps, they're going to have to probably take some pitches. They want to draw this out as late as possible, try to get the game over with, as we can't start a new inning once we get past the 80-minute mark. We are in the low time recognition. As we see, Matt Hutchings takes a couple fastballs right down the middle of the plate. A little bit of laugh there from Anthony Herrera, who's taken on the mound, because he knows the game plan too, and all he can do is just throw them up there and try to get out. But if they're taken, he can't do anything about it.
Yeah, a swing, and look at Matt Hutchings. He's smiling as well too as he's standing in there and having a chat. That is the game plan. It's time wasting. This is something you see in cricket where you're just trying to bat out basically and get the time. He does swing at that one though, and he strikes out. So that one is a bit surprising, but again, I think this game started at 6:17 or so, so we've got 2 minutes, I think, before we can't have a new inning. So Vanderlyn would be silly to swing at one here. But we've seen crazier things.
Yeah, it's the part of it's two-headed coin, because yes, you can swing early and then you can get the outs and you might have to play an inning, but the best way to kill time is to score more runs and keep the inning going. And he's there. He takes that one, the inner half, and that's going to be a strike as well. So we'll see if they continue to wait till maybe they have 2 strikes before they even offer it a pitch, or if they try to get a little bit aggressive and maybe score that run and keep the inning going. And you see Vanderlyn swinging at that wipeout slider that Anthony Herrera is kind of getting known to have for the last 2 years here. The reason why he was the MVP of the grand final last year and player of the week last week.
Well, he's coming again for a key situation, but balls don't help. Well, who do you think is, it's been a pretty balanced attack from the Wasps here. Who do you think is going to be the highlight player of the game?
So far, they've taken advantage of some defensive errors by the Crushers, and that got some runs early. They've spread out the attack throughout the whole thing. And there's another ball low there, even the count 2-2. But the biggest play of the game could be the pickoff that Tom Fitzgerald had at first base there. The Crushers were coming back, down a couple runs. They had runners on base. He got Anthony Herrera, who's MVP caliber player. They got him leaning and picked him off first, and that essentially almost ended the inning. There's a big strikeout for the second out of the inning. So is more than 2 innings, 2 1/3 or so tonight?
Three innings. Three
full
full innings. The first time we've ever seen that in Super League with less than 30 pitches. He got 6 outs facing 5 batters, and he got out of a bases loaded situation, which he put them on, but he got them all out in a scenario. So I think I agree with you. Like in a game that's this high scoring, it's got to go to the pitcher who was able to limit the damage.
Yeah, and as we look now, it looks like
the
time has run out, and as with the Wasps being the home team leading, the Crushers don't have an opportunity to come back, so they suffer their first loss of the season. The Wasps go to 2-1. Crushers fall to 2-1. And we got a little bit of parity coming up in Super League again, much like we had last year for most of the year.
Well, that will do it for this broadcast for us, Rob. 11-8 ball game. The Wasps just consistently great hitting, and they were to hold them off. And as of right now, they're at the top of the table.
Yeah, the last 2 weeks, after we said it a couple times today, they were no hit that first week, but maybe a little kick in the butt from the manager between the weeks, but back-to-back weeks of scoring crooked numbers, 7 and 9, bunch of offensive hits, taking advantage of some errors by the opposition and base running that the opposition's had against them. They look like they're clicking on all cylinders right now.
It certainly does. Well, we got another great game coming up, so stay tuned. Check out the Super League baseball page for the other live stream. It'll be the Clippers and the Carp coming up. For Rob Ushy, I'm Eric Ballner, and everyone at Spacequake Sports, stay tuned for another game coming up.